Hello everyone, welcome back to another edition of Sports to the Wire. For those of you who are new to the channel, I am your host as always, Rashid White. Alright, so as you guys can actually see with the title there, with the thumbnail, that Charles Barkley has an issue with all the load management that's actually going on. You know, these are all these old guys over here that, can't really understand today's game, and because they look at things when they were playing and they don't understand that this is a different era of players, of different caliber, of players. The shot making that these guys actually like their shot making is like just absolutely ridiculous, man. I mean, I even did videos on the role players and how like guys that's actually just trying to make an NBA roster spot. I showed guys like Mike James, and I showed him on a one-on-one session, and he's playing another pro player, and it's just like the shots that he was making was just like I'm like, wow, it's crazy, you know. And you don't think that actually puts a lot of stress on your lower extremities, man? You know, then you gotta look at the actual hand checking. You know, you have to listen. You have to guard guys like Ja Morant. You have to guard these guys. You see the guards, man. They're bigger, they're stronger, they're faster. You know, I know a lot of you guys clown on Ben Simmons, but you see when he gets healthy and when he's 100%, how quickly he actually gets down the floor. And you got to look at all the switching that these guys do, the high screens, and then you got to, these guys can actually shoot the three at a high clip. And you got to scramble. You got to really get out there. You got to close out on the three-point line. So let's get to what Charles Barkley actually has to say over here. So first of all, it's embarrassing for the NBA, and I cannot wait for these owners to put their foot in there. You know what? The next CBA, these dudes going to do something about these players. They're going to be like, wait a minute, you can't make $50 million and not play half the season. All right, first of all, the medical staff is actually doing this is saying, hey, listen, we want to get, if we want to get like this amount of value out of this player, they're going to have to, eliminate some back-to-backs. And listen, these players are judged by the playoffs, so if they actually put all their energy and all their effort into the 82 game season, I know I sound crazy, and if they get hurt and they don't make the playoffs because they're gassed, then you're going to say, oh, well, he didn't make the playoffs and that doesn't matter and all this nonsense over here, man. So, yeah, so let me get back over here. So, all right. So I'm like, somebody is scared. What? Oh, soaring the NBA after 20, 30, 40 games. I think is going to be very interested in the next CBA, because billionaires always wins against millionaires, and I think those owners are going to try to do something. Well, they could try, but you got to understand something, that these NBA players are the product, all right? And so if they do have like a lockout or something like that, it's going to really kind of, hurt their product too, their team. And the NBA right now is actually struggling right now just to get a lot of different, viewers back. So I don't think they're going to want to try to alienate people. There's other basketball we could watch, man. There's other. I was fine watching Devontae Freega. Yo, I still watch the channel, man. I still love you, man. So I'm fine watching D Freega when they had the when the NBA actually shut down the league over the COVID and stuff like that, man. I mean, it's competitive basketball, street ball. Not a lot of nonsense fouls being called. All right, so he's saying basically there's going to be a strike or a lockout. However, you want to phase it. I think they're going to say, okay, you guys don't want to play. I'm going to teach y'all a lesson. We paid y'all during the pandemic. Hey, listen, the NBA players didn't want the NBA to close its doors down, and you guys wanted to do that nonsense, man. They didn't actually. It's a contract. It's guaranteed. You got to pay them. I mean, Charles Barkley is real stupid, man. I think honestly, I believe he lived on the high voltage power lines when he was a kid, man. I mean, just like I said, a massive amount of free radical damage. Free radical damage. All right. So, yeah. So, getting back to the load management thing. Yes, you have to play defense in the NBA. They try to make it seem like, oh, they don't play no defense. No, the players are that good. You know, the way these guys can hit the three, you got the bigs that can actually hit the three. You know, like look at Victor Wembanyama. Look when he comes. He's a 7'5". I forgot what position he actually plays. But let's say they put him at the 5 and they play in the Philadelphia 76ers. They put Victor at the 5. Yo, Joel Embiid is going to have to scramble and get out there, man. That's a big guy you're talking about. He's 280-something pounds. And I played basketball for 25 years. Listen, I'd rather get my ass kicked down low than actually have to go out there and play on that perimeter chasing people around. You know how exhausting it is to chase Steph Curry around when he actually passes the ball, then he cuts, moves around, goes through different screens. You could bump knees. I mean, it's hard, man. Y'all guys, see, Charles Barkley never had to really, there wasn't that many stretch bigs back then. So he didn't really have to spend a lot of his time on the perimeter. But now you got all these stretch bigs, man, you know, that can actually shoot the three-pointer, man. And then a lot of guys, like even like let's say Giannis Antetokounmpo, man. You see how he comes at you, man. You see how quickly he actually gets downhill. You know, you have to play defense against him. You got to try. You look at Ime Udoka. You know, you didn't play defense. You know, he wasn't trying to send help. You know, you had all the eight people in his rotation had to guard, man. They had to guard. It was no help. He didn't want to send no help or anything like that. You had to play defense, and it puts a lot of pressure on your lower extremities, man. Your knees, your ankles, your toes. And you gotta look at the diet today. You know, there's a lot of sugar in all these foods, man. I mean, look at me over here, man. You know, I'm actually trying to go on a no sugar diet. You know, I do it for 1 week, and then it's really, really, really powerful addiction. You know, probably worse than drugs, and they throw it in a lot of the foods, a lot of the drinks, and it's very, very, very destructive to the body, man. It causes a lot of different inflammation. I did it for 30 days, and then I went out there to go play basketball, and no pain. I was like, whoa. I'm like, damn. I didn't play basketball damn near for like 4 years. You know, I should be sore. I remember there's times I could barely walk, man, after playing 8-9 games. And I was just like, man, I did no sugar for 30 days. Lost 18-something pounds. I don't know if I should even say that, man. YouTube, man. Yeah, but I did lose some weight. But then I was out there playing. Not hard, but still, I should be sore because I didn't play in a long time. And I didn't have no pain. I was fine. My ankles weren't hurting. My knees weren't hurting. Was not sore at all. You know, so we got to look at the diet factor in here. Sugar, it's a big problem, man. They throw in a lot of different, and I don't know how these players' diets are, you know, but like even stuff like with barbecue sauce, salad dressing, there's other foods that actually turns into sugar. It's really, really, really destructive to the body and causes inflammation, pain. So I think that's something that they probably gonna have to look at too with the diet. It's in everything. You know, I started buying sugar-free this, sugar-free that. And like I said, it's really hard, man. They put it in everything, man. Certain fruits and stuff like that can turn into sugar, and you know. So I'll wrap the video up, man. Charles Barkley, you know, he's just, I don't know, man. He's just, and Kawhi Leonard has legitimate injuries, man. You know, he has legitimate injuries. You know, some players' bodies just don't hold up. You don't know what's the factor in this. Let's see. Kerr made those comments at the rest of Steph Curry of the game against the Cavaliers. Steph Curry has injuries, though. You know, and I get it. You know, they want players to actually, you know, play on the road. I mean, listen, the main thing is these players are kind of ready for the playoffs, because that's, to me, That's what the fans really care about. That's what the media really cares about, is that the players are actually ready for the playoffs. If they don't play in the playoffs, then the media will trash them and say, oh, they're not good, and whatever impact that it actually has towards their contracts and whatever money they actually make. So they're saying the game should be shortened to 72 games, or either that or bring back the hand checking, because if you have the hand checking, you're not putting as much pressure on your lower extremities. You can have a balance in terms of the distribution, but then the scoring will be down. So they wanted to get rid of the hand checking and allow the scoring to go up. So I don't know what you actually do over here, man. I really don't know what you actually do. The players are just much more skilled. You see it, the shots that they actually make. Go look at some old games, and then go look at the athletes of today, man. The way these guys actually get down the court. You got big guys that have to get back in transition and try to guard the paint. If the guys aren't built like a Nicholas Claxton or something like that, he's like a 6'11" guard type, then these guys are going to have a lot of injuries, man. So I'll wrap the video up. If you like the video, like, comment, subscribe, certainly share this video. And when you share, the universe certainly shares back with you. Peace.